You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, bunch of train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
But I'm proud of our guys. They battled, they competed. I'm not going to just sit here and look at the fourth quarter. I love our compete factor, where this team is at, how much they care, how they're trusting one another. We competed tonight. That's all you can do. You just keep pounding at that door, keep knocking. We'll bust through it, and just really proud of their effort.
Speaking of effort, just what did you think of the job Loon did tonight coming in?
Yeah.
Having not played for so long.
Fantastic. Yeah, it gave us a great boost, just his physicality, his IQ, his rebounding. I'm trying to look at the numbers here. 9 boards. I mean, we cleaned up the board tonight, which is significant. I think we found something here. We just got to build on it. Now we got to figure out how to close in the games. Like, same thing. The Phoenix games, we had figured out, the previous 5-game winning streak, we had closed a little bit better. Sometimes it's simply making a shot, bottom line. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes it's a little bit of both. You need to stop. You need something down the stretch. And we had some good looks that didn't fall, but the board was huge tonight, and Loon was a big part of that. Just having another, vet presence out there that keeps us all calm, and he communicates great. So I thought he was fantastic.
You didn't have a timeout there at the end, but what did you just think about the last possession there and just how it played out?
The last possession, which one?
When Poole took the shot at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we were 3-point game. We made a call. We didn't have a timeout. I think it was a 16 seconds on the shot clock. We're trying to get a good look. We made a simple call, and it's at that point they got to go, make plays, and obviously I'll go watch it and see what we could have done better. But it looked to me like he was he thought he could have drawn a foul there, with a 3-point game. So there's some things down the stretch. Execution-wise, we have to be better, and we were trying to execute something down the stretch, and just didn't go our way.
Z got his first start in a while. How do you think he did in that? Going back to
Z's been fantastic. He's been fantastic. I mean, his energy on both ends of the floor, his rebounding, his defense. He looks fresh to me. He looks hungry. He looks engaged. Nothing but positives to say about Z. He's been fantastic.
How much did you miss Jose tonight? I feel like the offense hit the wall middle of the third quarter.
We always miss Jose. He's a major factor. He brings energy and effort and competitiveness. But I thought Poole and Fears both played well tonight. I think they handled themselves. We certainly scored enough. I'll take that tonight. We scored much better in the first half. But I trust Poole. I trust Fears. I think Fears got us off to a good start. But obviously we miss Jose too. He's a winner. He's a major factor. But we had enough tonight to get this done. And those guys deserve a lot of credit for their effort against a very good team. And we just got to keep pounding on the rock.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that first half where the offense, I think, exploded for 75 points. It's the most the Knicks have given up in any half this year.
What I saw, and it's something we've been hammering over the last 24 hours, is moving the ball and sharing it. I think we had 19 threes at half, and a lot of corner threes, a lot of kick out threes. We emphasized it this morning. The guys went in, trusted it, believed in it. And, that was, to me, what was the catalyst in the whole first half, was just sharing the basketball. It's that simple. We're a team that gets downhill. Can we trust it and get off the ball and find quality threes or the rim to, either one that presents itself. So fantastic first half. In any NBA game against a good team, they're going to, pick up their defense second half. And I thought we stuck with it, though. Our offense had enough going. Our defense picked up too, and we had a 7-point lead in the, to start the fourth. We'll take that. Now we just got to go close. Bottom line, you just got to go close.
Well, like a playoff atmosphere for a lot of that fourth quarter. What do you think of the fans?
I thought it was amazing. I love it. I love being in this arena. Our players are feeding off it. There were a lot of Knicks fans too, but I heard more Pelican fans, and I love it. So as I say, our arena's on fire right now. Keep showing up, keep bringing the energy, and this team, they're going to give you something to cheer for. Good. Thanks, everybody.
All right, shout out to the fam, man. We in this thing. PPR final for all things Pelicans. Pelicans edged by the Knicks tonight, 130 to 125. Big Q on the recap, man. Listen, what can I tell y'all, fam, that y'all haven't heard before? The Pelicans, that's 4 straight losses for the game. For the last 4, we are. That's what we are. I mean, it was a competitive game for 3 quarters up into the fourth quarter, where the Pelicans just let go of old saying, they let go of the rope, right? Borrego's old boy. He let go of the rope. Pelicans lost the fourth, man, by 12. A lot of positive things in this game, man. We just we had the game. They had this game, and they played with the Knicks. Knicks is a 23, I guess you could say, 23-win team now. It's very dissatisfying, man. Watching this, a single-digit loss team, and we just couldn't put this team away, man. We had this game. Like we had the last 3 games. Well, not 3, the last 2. 1, 2, 3. The Cleveland game was just ridiculous, but this is one of these, another tough loss by the Pelicans, and they're edged out. Fell apart in the fourth quarter. Questionable shot by Poole. I hear what coach trying to defend his player. Just a questionable 3-point shot right there. Showing low IQ in the back end of the game, and coach talk about we have to learn how to close. Well, coach, you're 34 games into the regular season, man. We're 34 games into the regular season, and we still don't know how to close. And the Pelicans had full benefit of all of the, most of their major players. I mean, Zion was spectacular in this game. I mean, he was awesome, man. Trey Murphy hit his average. Sadiq Bey lit him up for 26 in 37 minutes. And even though Poole took a questionable shot in the back end of the game, he scored a point a minute. He was in there for 26 minutes and had 26 points. But somehow, some way, we couldn't get it. It's really dissatisfying, man. But shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Much love to you guys. I see you all out there. Much love. Appreciate you, brother Jan, Lavelle, Jaden. What's up, Steph? Shout out to Stephanie. Stacy, what's up, Stacy, my guy? Shout out to you, brother Slim. I see you, my man. Miggy, what's happening, Miggy? Big ups to you, brother. Young City 9, much love. Thank you, Crown. Amani says, tough loss for our Pels family. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. Thank you
very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world. Stay cool, nobody gets hurt. Take the money out, all of it. Come on. Wasting my time now, come on. Stop stalling.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to you. Thank you, brother, for that. It's fantastic, man. TFP, how you doing, fam? Thank you, fam. Appreciate y'all. It's tough, man. DC will be joining us momentarily for the recap, man. It takes it take it out of you, fam. You know what I mean? You're watching the game. This was a statement game. Now listen, fam, I did pick the Pelicans to lose this game, right? The last 3 games or so, we've been just dealing with all of the stuff of seeing them fail in certain areas of the game, whatever it may be. I just didn't see enough for them to beat the Knicks. So I'm not that terribly disappointed, even though it sounds like I am. I think it's a culmination of the last 4 losses all together. It's kind of weighing you down from having a winning streak to going to a losing streak is not a good thing. So anyway, before I get stat prattling, thank you for that super chat. We see DC joining in. Go ahead, DC. How you doing, man?
Whoa, what's happening, man?
What's that, bro? You got your guitar, bro? I could use some uplifting. I really could, brother.
My what?
Your guitar, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, the Pelicans, man. This a tough loss, you know, just like my man who gave us super chat up there, appreciating 20 bones, though. Like they did everything they could, man. Other than execute down the stretch, we know this is a weak point of this team, and it's pretty much a weak point of any team that's been losing, right? Like teams that aren't accustomed to winning usually aren't the best down the stretch, man. They need a little bit of a cushion in that 4th quarter. And the way Jalen Brunson came, like, he started hitting some of them shots. I'm like, yeah, we're not going to win this game. But awesome performance by Zion. Sadiq Babe's playing the game of his life. Jordan Poole, although he took that retarded ass shot, he had a very, very good game, man. I think they discovered something with him and Looney out there. Looney got a bunch of rebounds, man. We're going to have to give him business again. I think he's earned it, and he's shown that just something as simple as playing him and running double big lineups can fix some of these rebounding problems, which, I mean, man, it's pretty simple, right? It seems like we should have been trying a double big lineup, right?
All it took for Jose to get thrown out.
I don't know what fuck Borrego was thinking, man. We should have been did that. I don't like to see you could have even threw Carlo in the mix, you know what I'm saying? Jordan Hawkins wasn't giving you a whole lot. Like, you could have threw Carlo out there too, or add him, and we play more big sometimes, especially when the matchup calls for it. My man Jaden here asked me a question about Borrego. I didn't hear him, man. I didn't hear with the press conference. I'm just getting in here, so I'm guessing he was patting everybody on the back, even though we lost, right? I'm sick of that. I want a coach that when we lose, they're upset we lost because we should have won the game. Not, oh, guys played with heart and da da da. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's not a victory because we played with heart and we showed up and we held the rope and all this shit. No, we lost. You where your boy at? Danny Green when you need him, man. What my man from Minnesota who passed away? Rest in peace, brother. I don't remember his first name. I remember Coach Green. You know what I'm saying? No, but shit, I might be getting them mixed up, man. With Herm Edwards. Who said we play to win the game? That's Herm Edwards, huh?
That's Herm Edwards.
Getting them mixed up, man. R.I.P. with that brother, anyway. But yeah, man, you play to win. You ain't playing for participation.
I think Herm Edwards is still alive, brother.
No, Herm Edwards is still alive. I was thinking Danny Green, but
Dennis Green.
Dennis Green,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Said we had it what we wanted. We let him off the damn hook. But yeah, man, tough loss. Awesome performance, tough loss. The Pels, if I told you the Pels was gonna score 75 points on the Knicks in the first half, you would ultimately think that would be a win. But not so, man. We still got a lot to figure out. Derek Queen didn't mix very well with the double big lineup, so you got to figure out how to incorporate him with that. With them doing the double bigs, we also didn't have a very good game from Jeremiah Fairs as well, as you can see up there. You went through the stats already, Q?
Nah, you came at the right time, bro. You giving up down at the right time. We'll cover that in a minute. Go ahead and finish it. Yeah,
man. So everything is still a goddamn work in progress, man. It's just more of the same. I don't know what's gonna go on from this point. We play the Bulls again. They've seemed to have been medicine for us. They ignited our first winning streak. So maybe the Pels can get a win against them, but just a tough loss, man. It's a tough loss, hard one to stomach because they very well could have won this game, man. We were in control of this game till right around the end of the third quarter. You know, things started to unravel a little bit, and we did awesome with the turnovers all game. And I think through most of this game, we had like 4 or 5 turnovers, you know, all the way through the third quarter. And then they just start getting sloppy. Zion kicked it off, throwing that down pass cross court. Mikal Bridges picked that off, and then it just a bunch of sloppy passes and just lazy passes after that, man. And they kind of fed off of some of those turnovers and ignited their run. Because we had like maybe an 8 to 10 point lead for a while, and 8 to 10 points against the Knicks, you know, a good team, man. 10 points ain't shit, but we have to learn how to, I guess, nurse the lead or be able to hold the lead, because that's we need that cushion in the fourth to be able to win, man. We need the seems like we still under the Willie Green shit. Willie Green shit, Q. I know you say you don't want his name no more. And I was gonna exercise the demon or the spirit of Willie Green, but it's still here, man. It's still here. It looks the same when I get the key points and stuff. And you got James Borrego up there talking about he proud of guys, bro. So the spirit of Willie Green ain't gone, Q. They got to get that shit out of here, but it's still here, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, man, it's in the words, the thinking of the players. I mean, I get the motivational asset of it in terms of him. You don't want to be too hard on the players, but maybe tough love is needed right here. I mean, you basically done tried everything. I mean, you tried to be give him sweet love. You tried to do all this other stuff. It's time for tough love.
They ain't never gave him tough love, Q. We need somebody to kick him in the ass, man.
That's exactly what they need.
This nice shit, man. This is grown men, man.
Right. That's the whole point. It's like, man,
no teenage boys.
The whole situation with the Pelicans, changing the mindset. You have to have somebody here have a high degree of discipline, and he got to have a certain attitude not to play. You know, he got to have that. It's too much. You know, like we watched the offense, it was free flowing. I was like, damn, are these people calling early in the game? You could see people just taking shots, not much of an offense going. You know, you could see them throwing the ball around, guys just pulling up, taking shots. It was freestyle, and they were moving. It was fun. But then when the clutch moments of the game hit with the fourth quarter, the money quarter, you got to seal the deal. I mean, it's hard to, you know, digest words from Coach Borrego because he's been running the team for a while now. Willie Green's been gone. And right now, overall, the team has played a collection of 34 games. You know, 34 games should show us something. I know it's showing us a lot about a lot of the deficiencies with the team. It shows a lot of low IQ style of play, not the inability to play a complete game. Like if you got a team like the Knicks, you can't slip on the Knicks. You can't slip on these people. These people are good, and you're going to have to elevate your style to match theirs. You're going to have to play better defense. We're seeing guys doing what they do, getting to the basket easy on closeouts. We see guys not calling for help, like when Anunoby went around Zion. Zion didn't call for help. I mean, he could have called for help.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Derek Queen was right there, man, and I think he was supposed to. I know if he moves off his man, you give who he was guarding, man. Karl-Anthony right. But he has to do something, man. He can't. They took him out the game after that too, kid.
Yeah, I know, because that's the thing.
Because Zion did let him blow by, but like you have to have help, man, at the rim.
But this is the thing. For all the way, because Anunoby was at the 3-point line. He drove from the 3-point line area around Zion the whole way. Zion didn't call for help or nothing. So what I'm saying is, it's like the communication offensively on defense. Like if you're gonna get beat, call for help. I know, you know, you never know what Anunoby would have done if he forced the pass to Cat or whatever the case may be, but you have to defend the rim is my point. And I'm not darting Zion for that, but what I'm saying is overall just the breakdown in the fourth quarter, the poorish IQ with the offensive basketball, like, you see what Poole doing. He was trying to take that. He was trying to play for the foul. He was trying to shoot that three and try to draw a foul, all this kind of stuff. Man, listen, man. It's just more of the same, man. It's just we have all the people. We have all of the people here. We have Poole. We have Zion. We have Sadiq played well. Trey played well. This was a game where, like I said, even though I picked them to lose, this was a game where, once again, over the last 3 games, we should have won this game. This was a win. This would have been a big win for them. But it shows that they're not ready for that. We still can't put complete outings together, and we 34 games into the season, and man, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do.
You think Mike Brown, if he was our coach, would we have won the game? Who you putting this loss on? What happened, Big Q? What do you see?
DC is more of the same, man. They're just ill prepared. They don't play full games, man. That's the problem. It's like that the first 3 quarters of the game, the Pelicans were in it. When the fourth quarter touchdown, you seen multiple collapses on defense. You seen poorish IQ on the offensive side. You just seen the calamity of different things happen where you seen the lead shrink, and then you seen the Knicks start pulling away. You start seeing them like you seen offensive rebounds and all this stuff happening when they couldn't, when they should have been. Like they had there was a play where the Pelicans missed out on an opportunity to get an offensive rebound. The Knicks got the offensive rebound, kicked it back for a 3-pointer. So it's just they're ill prepared, continually. And it's like they cannot consistently play full quarters, especially when you're playing a quality opponent. You're supposed to be ready. And they're not prepared to play 4 solid quarters of basketball, fam. That's what I see. And a lot of the family members I see, they people saying it's the coach, people are saying, and this, that, and the third. And a lot of what you guys are saying is true. But what I'm saying overall, man, it's just they're just not prepared. DC, they're not prepared to play. You're supposed to elevate your play against a quality foe like New York. And we did that for 3 quarters. The first half, they were there, hit lighten up, but it's 4 quarters of play, man. That's what it's about. The Knicks took it there. They made sure they closed out. They scored 34 in the fourth. And held the Pelicans to 22 points to close them out and beat them by 5. Now, we could say if other players would have met their averages, we would have won the game, but I feel like we had enough. You score 125 points. Well, at some point, your defense has to be able to step up and make stops too.
Right.
So, but go ahead.
I think we have a similar issue we've always had, man. Obviously, people are looking at coaching, and I'm seeing a lot of what everybody's saying in the chat. But I thought the Pels, they were prepared with the way that they went out tonight. But what you're saying, as far as them not being prepared, I agree. Like in that 4th quarter, when things get tight, we still need a point guard, Q. We still need somebody when stuff is getting chippy that they can get good sets ran and get people in their sets and get on the ball where they're comfortable. We've had the same fucking problem for like 3 years, man. That's why we could never win clutch games in spite of Willie Green. Because we never had that. I like Zion, the point Zion thing here and there, but he's not a point guard like that's gonna do that. And I'm gonna tell you why we need a point guard. And it was very obvious to me. The Pels played an awesome game this first half, right? They scored 75 points. How many assists did the Pels have at halftime? Big Q?
I don't remember.
Put in the chat. Y'all remember how many assists they had? They had 24 fucking assists at halftime, man.
And finished with 27.
Why is that?
Amazing.
We got away from woodwork. We stopped sharing the basketball, right? And I'm almost sure James Borrego is saying that on the sideline. I don't think he's that retarded as a coach. I mean, the guy is an offensive mind, right? So I'm pretty sure he's saying that, but You need somebody on the court to enforce it. Like, I'm not team James Borrego, but it's to the point where it's like the players have to police themselves a little bit, man. You know, they have to be aware of what's going on, and we don't have that, man. They're not self-aware of like what's going on in the moment. And I know that's a tough thing. That's why point guards are so valued. And, you know, it goes to point forwards and all of that now. And we hoping Derek Queen can be something like a Joker as far as being a point center and all of these things. But we don't have anybody like that on the roster. The closest thing we would have to that would be DeJounte Murray. And he's coming back. So I don't know how he meshes with everybody, but I'm curious how it looks. Because I think something as simple as having DeJounte Murray or that guy that can get everybody calmed down, can run some sets, take pressure off people, get easy looks, and get the infectiousness of sharing the basketball back. Jeremiah Ferris, love him, man. Awesome rookie. He's not ready for as that, or maybe he'll never be that. You know, he might just be a scoring point guard, and that's okay. But we can't, like, who put it in the chat, y'all? Somebody put we shouldn't close games with Ferris the last 6 minutes. And I ain't gonna say we shouldn't ever close games with him if he got it going. And I'll just kind of gauge it game by game. But man, I saw one play. Ferris had the ball. He's bringing it up, man. Trey is wide open, bro. Trey jumping up and down in the lane. Ferris don't even see him, bro.
He don't see him. Yeah.
And by the time he see him, he calling Trey to come to set a pick. Well, you know that possession turned into shit, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's but he's a rookie, so I don't expect him to have that type of awareness. I definitely think he'll be a lot better with his facilitation. I've already seen it grown. He had a spurt in his game. Well, I think he had like 2 or 3 assists, like back to back. You know what I'm saying? But he used to just going out there playing with the flow, getting this thing going. Man, dude was on they probably had 3 guys down there to 1, and he went for a layup. He had people wide open and he missed. I'm like, come on, man, you're a point guard, bro. You gotta dish it. You gonna get yours. But, you know, he got to learn, man. Not picking on the young fella. I don't think he played just horrible tonight, but we need that on the team. And more so, we need it for him. So he could soak that up. I think it would be beneficial for Derek Queen, and it'll obviously help everybody else too, especially Zion. Zion had probably the best game to me of the season tonight. I thought he played tremendously well. I thought he did more than enough for us to win the game. We just couldn't get everything out of everybody else in the second half, and we kind of went back to that style of basketball that's got us on the losing streak. We played different in the first half. We shared the basketball. We trust everybody. We came out trying to pass, man. Shots weren't falling, and guys, you know, they start going rogue and shit again, and just doing whatever. You can't win like that, man.
You got to have organization, man, and especially in the clutch moments, man, to be able to close this thing out. We have to be able to. And once again, I have to also say the communication thing is big, man. As a team, we got to do a better job of communicating on offense and defense. And Borrego, his job is to work out the aspects of the game where who's going to be the closer. He has to get these roles more defined. That's what he needed to do. He really needed. That's his major job. Is finding out what players you want to implement at certain areas of the game, who's the closer, you know, plays that you need to run, whatever the case may be. That's his job to find the answer to that. And a team like the Pelicans with all these veterans, now we do have a couple of young guys that play like veterans. You mentioned Ferris. He had 4 assists tonight in 22 minutes. He had 4 points, but he only took 5 attempts, 2 of 5 tonight. So it's a thing where Borrego, if he's going to be the coach and he's the interim coach, that's why I like James Borrego, but he still has a lot of what we don't want insofar as the mindset of what we've been having for a while with the Pelicans. So when you have guys out there like Malone or Budenholzer or Holzer, any of these other coaches with a resume, with hardware on their resume, you always want to keep them in mind, man, because that's the next step. We need somebody with a vision. Also, like Zion played his ass off tonight in this matchup, and like I said, the key Pelican players, they have phenomenal games. We talk about guys that's getting paid well, whether it's Jordan Poole, Zion, Trey Murphy. They played their asses off. Sadiq Bey was big in this game. He chunked it in. Usually you would get a win. But the defense is the problem. The defense is a major problem, letting guys get to the cup. Wide open 3-point shots tonight. This other guy, I don't even know his name, this African fellow. He was
talking about the heavyset big dude.
Muhammad, weird looking dude, number 51. Yeah, Muhammad Dawara.
Oh, yeah. That man, Q, you know what?
0 for 4.
That's crazy, bro. If we look at all our losses, Q, every single from Cleveland, it was Sam Merrill.
It's always somebody.
Who was it the first Suns game? Because the second one, it was
Gillespie.
Dizzy Gillespie the second time. Who was it the first one?
Dizzy Gillespie.
I just call him Dizzy
Colin Gillespie. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I got you.
Dizzy Gillespie. Who was it the first Suns game, man? It's like somebody damn near shoot lights out perfect every time we lose. It's crazy. Especially they called it with this. I think on the game, AD mentioned that, man. He said, I don't know, it's something about the arena or something about the building.
Yeah, something about the smoothie.
It's every
I disagree.
That's crazy, bro.
I disagree with AD. It's not the
it's
building.
the defense. It's
definitely the defense. It's them rotating. There ain't no building. It's the team. It's the
was Grayson Allen, the first loss, but I'm talking about the first one of the back-to-back. Because they had somebody lit us up that night. Unless Dizzy did it twice. Dizzy Gillespie did it twice.
Well, that's the thing I'm saying, man. You need a culture change. That's the whole point. Sean Axon, if you have a totally different coach and staff and still have a loser record, will you still blame the coach? That's not going to happen. You need somebody that has to respect the change.
James Borrego is, he's going to take the blame by default. I think he's doing a decent job or a good job, man. I mean, offensively, we were like one of the best teams in the NBA. Offensively, I think we had points per game in the month of December, like we first.
It would be nice if it translated to wins, though.
Well, I mean, defensively, nobody don't talk about that shit.
That's the whole point. Yeah, it ain't no good if you scoring 140 points a game and giving up 145 points a game. That ain't gonna help you.
But it is on the players though, bro. Like we've been speech and coaching. We putting on Willie Green. James Borrego's here. He still has some of those Willie Green qualities, especially his goddamn press conference. If he said what y'all saying, he said. But the players have to take pride on that side of the ball, Q. Like just rebounding. The fact that we have issues rebounding, to me, rebounding has always been effort. Like you just gotta. It's like an attitude, You
gotta have attitude to rebound, man.
Right. So it's that when you see a team that can't rebound, man. If you got coaching and strategy and everything going, that you might need that to be the number one rebounder team, or you need a few phenomenal rebounders. But to just not be like one of the worst teams at it, you just gotta kind of like not want to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's guys don't have that same energy or tenacity at times. And I think what Borrego did tonight, is what you got to do. You got to play different guys when that's the case. He brought Loon out, gave him a shot. I don't know why DeAndre Jordan never gets a shot. It's really weird because remember the first time DeAndre Jordan played awesome. Huh? He did play like one or two more games, and we just never seen him again.
Well, Willie started. I mean, really, he's just a guy that was
kind of crazy.
Right, he's just a guy that got he's a good bench guy that mentors
what
the
Carlo
young.
did to get benched. Like, what did he do so horrendous? Why we just don't see Carlo no more?
Nah, he gave his minutes to Loon. He gave all his minutes to Loon. Loon had 24 minutes. He had 9.
What about the Suns games? I didn't really see him much of those games.
I know, but Bryce McGowan's played itself right out of the rotation, just like we said he would. Those
Well,
two now.
McGowan's is on a 2-way queue, so you know it's only so many games.
I know.
You play them guys and all
Right,
that.
but it's pretty coincidental that he's not in the mix after those two horrible outings against the Suns.
Well,
So I
you gotta
mean,
give Borrego that, boy. If something ain't working, he ain't gonna stick with that shit.
he ain't got no
You know,
time.
he gonna switch it up.
Right. The Looney thing was interesting because at some point you wanted to shake up the roster because number one, you're still missing Herb. Jose gets suspended for 2 games, this game and the Bulls game, so we'll be without him. So you're gonna have to bring some guys off the bench. You're gonna have to play Jordan Hawkins played 12 minutes tonight. Micah played 10 minutes tonight. So you know you had guys Looney who hadn't seen any real playing time since early in the season. He got 24 solid minutes tonight. And 9, he offered 2 points, but he did snatch 9 rebounds. 5 of them was offensive.
Hold up, Big Q. I gotta give him credit for Jordan Poole, in my opinion. Like those picks he was setting, like he made Poole really comfortable. You saw those picks he was setting high up at the 3-point.
Absolutely.
Poole knew nobody, and he just pulled up and
hit him.
He made him really comfortable, man. So although he only scored 2 points, if we look at like screen assists and shit, he gonna be up there. He was definitely impactful offensively as well, just due to the little 2-man game he had going on with Jordan Poole. So I thought Looney played. I thought he played tremendous, man. We definitely didn't lose this game because of him. He wasn't a big hindrance, but taking Derek Queen out and putting him in on that last play, I would have liked to see Yves there instead of him. But I understand why Borrego did it because he had all them offensive rebounds and might have been thinking from that aspect too. But I'd rather him put Yves in that last little run instead of Loon. But Loon got the experience. He had a good game that night.
That's what he was leaning on, bro. He was leaning on Poole, the connection you mentioned, how they were playing in the game together, Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney. He leaned on that. And it is what it is, man. But Queen, he struggled in this one. And like I said, let's touch on that, man. Let's hit the stats and we'll get some more in-depthness. Y'all do us a favor, smash that like button. Let's get the likes up, fam. Also, if you are listening to us via another platform like X or whatever, y'all feel free to retweet, and hit that thumbs up button, man. We up in this thing. PPR Pelicans edged by Knicks 130-125. Big QDC on the call, man. Listen, here's the team stats for tonight. Pelicans 46%, 44 of 96 tonight. Our Pelicans. They were 14 of 36 from downtown for 39%, and 23 of 27 from the foul line for 85%. Respectable numbers. Suns 46 of 95 for 48 versus they hit 20 of 44, which is about 6 more 3-pointers on the Pelicans for 45%. They were 18 of 19 from the foul line for 95%. Pelicans wrapped up 50 rebounds, 16 offensive versus 42 by the Knicks tonight. The assist game, 35-27 advantage Knicks. Steal game was also Knicks way 8-6. Pels did outblock them 8-4. Single-digit turnovers for the Knicks against the Pelicans tonight, 9, and they gave up 13 points. Pelicans had 12 turnovers with 12 points given up. Fast break game, Knicks won that one 16-10. Pels beat them in the paint 54-42. The largest lead the Pels had on the Knicks in the game was 10 points. They had them beat by 10. Knicks had them by 5 at one point. And of course, as we shift to the individual statistics, the big man of the night is Zion Williamson. 32 points in 29 minutes, his first start in a while. He was 11 of 16 from the field. He was 10 of 12 from the foul line. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks for Zion. He was big tonight. 26 from Sadiq Bey in 37 minutes of action. He was 9 of 21 from the field, 4 of 10 from downtown, 4 of 5 from the foul line, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals for Sadiq Bey. Just making it happen. Jordan Poole off the bench, 26 points in 26 minutes, 7 of 14 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3-point line. He was perfect from the foul line, 8 of 8, 3 rebounds and 1 assist for him, right? 21 from trigger Trey Murphy in 38 minutes, 8 of 16 from the field. He was 5 of 10 from downtown, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for Trey. And then, of course, there was no one else. Derek Queen struggled in this one. He had 7 points in 29 minutes, 3 of 13 from the field, 0 of 2 from downtown, 1 of 2 from the foul line. He did snatch 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal and 2 blocks to go along with the 2 turnovers. And you hear Jeremiah Fear struggled in this one as well. He had 22 minutes, 4 points, 2 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from downtown, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal for Fears. Their offensive production was not there tonight. And off the bench, 2 from Kayvon Looney in 24 minutes. He had 9 rebounds, 3 assists. 2 from Eves in 14 minutes with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Micah had 3 points in 10 minutes, 1 of 3 from the field. He hit a 3-pointer for the Pelicans. And Jordan Hawkins in 12 minutes had 2 points, 1 of 3 shooting, 0 for 1 from downtown, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a block for Jordan Hawkins in limited minutes. So Carlo did not play. Jose is on suspension, as you guys know, and that was pretty much our guys right there. And then, of course, for the Knicks on their side of things, how the Knicks got down. You've seen the play by Jalen Brunson, 28 points in 36 minutes. He kind of started hitting shots in the fourth quarter, really lifted them. This guy was 5 of 10 from downtown. He wasn't this efficient from the field. He was 10 of 23, but he had a double-double night for the Knicks, 28 points, 10 assists for Jay Brunson. You've seen 23 from OG Anunoby in 37 minutes. He was 8 of 22. He finished with 11 boards as well. He was attacking and doing his stuff inside, throwing that little shoulder, and all this kind of stuff. That dude stayed with his shirt out of it. That's the referees checking him to put his damn shirt in his pants. He always stay telling him to put his shirt. Miles McBride off the bench. This was another player, a bench guy that really kind of stepped up for the Knicks and helped them big time. 18 minutes. He had 14 points off the bench. He was 2 of 5 from downtown, 4 of 8 from the field, perfect from the foul line. Miles McBride really threw in some good points for them. Jordan Clarkson, 9 points. Ubaselli, the former Sixer, he had 9 points and a couple of rebounds for them. Bridges struggled in the game versus the Pelicans. He had 6 points, but he shot 3 of 5. Karl-Anthony Towns, big cat, 30 minutes, finished with 12 points and 12 boards. He was dealing with foul trouble. His game was off. And then, of course, Mohamed Dawara, hope I'm saying that right, the man came in there in 18 minutes, had 18.7 of 9 from the field, and he was perfect from downtown. 4 of 5.
That boy good against the Pelicans.
That boy good. Yeah, but against the Pelicans, lit him up. So that's it, GC. That's what happened. If you want to add to it, go ahead.
I mean, there ain't a whole lot to add to it. We broke down mostly everything, but just looking at Saddiq Bey, man, it's amazing and a travesty at the same time. He had an awesome man scored 23 points in the first quarter, right? For the life of me, I don't understand how he went the rest of the game and only scored 3 points. But Saddiq Bey is man, he a dude, bro. He a dude. If we could better utilize him, I think that would also be a key. Definitely need a point guard because of him too. Because Saddiq get that ball, man. He looking to score. He ain't trying to pass that thing too much. Even though he had about 3 assists, back to back. But that just ain't his game. You ain't expecting no whole bunch of games out of passes out of Saddiq, and that's okay. But he should have been able to get some easier looks, man, and not have to end the game with 26 points. He had 23 in the first quarter. It's crazy. Man only scored 3 points for the rest of 3 quarters. And it wasn't because he wasn't shooting. But good game for Saddiq, though, man. That was really impressive. Probably was a career high, I would think, for him in the quarter, right? I know he had like a 50-point game on his resume. And I don't remember what his biggest explosion was with us, but he had a game. Didn't he have like a 30-point game with us? If I'm not mistaken.
I have to look at his the thing.
He had a game where he was going off, man. But nonetheless, Sadiq. Then you had Jordan Hawkins, not Jordan Hawkins, Jordan Poole. He went out and I think kind of redeemed himself and kind of give you a glimpse of what you're getting, with him. He had an awesome game, man, off the bench, and pretty much made you have to sit Jemiah Fears down, although he wasn't playing like just horrible, but he made it so you had to kind of sit him out.
Yeah, 29 against the Rockets.
Yeah, 29. I know he had like a 30-point game, man.
No, the 29 is what you're thinking about. In the overtime win over the Rockets. That's what you're thinking about. It's 29. That's the most he done.
That's 30. Come on, man. Stop
No,
being so technical.
No. That's not being technical. 29 is 29 and 30 is 30, brother.
That's 30, bro.
This guy. Go ahead, bro.
It's 1 point away from 30 kills. It's 30.
Okay, so is it 30 or not? It's 29, 30 or not?
30. It's 30.
Go ahead. You can have it, bro.
Close enough. God damn, bro. But to Jordan Poole dropping 26, man. 4 for 10 from the 3-point line. Finally getting it going. 8 for 8 from the free throw line. You like to see him be able to get a few more assists. But you got him out there to score, man. Gave 26 minutes, 26 points. Kind of looked a little fresher and a little springy. I know he's been dealing with like a ankle injury or something like that. And what didn't he have like a quad contusion or something he had going on, man? So he's been battling with that. Came out, had an awesome performance tonight. But I'm gonna need you to close the game better though, Jordan. Them clutch minutes, man. He need to kind of get it together because I've seen him, but he was out there with Steph, with the Warriors, and it's a different ball game when you're playing next to Steph at point guard. I'm seeing him out there and make some excellent decisions, but having him man the show, I mean, it's not the best look. I would like Poole out there, but I like to see somebody else in point guard spot. He was one of the main guys. Like I can kind of see, I'm like, man, we still need a point guard really bad because you need somebody to kind of rein Poole in a little bit, man. Sometimes he get a little too wild. You need somebody to like.
I thought that's what you coached there for, DC? Ain't that's what you coached there for?
We ain't had no goddamn timeouts. It was horrible with timeout management tonight, Q.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
How much you gonna do from the sideline? It's a little easier when you got your point guard, your coach on the floor, to be able to do that. But still, nonetheless, good game from him, man. And we already talked about Kevon Looney, shout out to him. Thought he had a really good game, even though he only scored 2 points. It was an impactful 2 points. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see Kevon Looney on my screen. Oh, there you go on my screen. Yeah, 2 blocks from Kevon Looney too, without jumping, because he ain't getting up there no more. But he got 2 blocks on him, man. I wanted to see him get one more rebound just so he could have 10. But then you had Zion and Trey, man. Trey, I don't know, Q. I'm starting to Trey got to take 20 shots, bro, every night. I understand Sadiq had 23 in the
like
first quarter.
Tonight.
I know. I understand Sadiq had 23 in the first quarter, but out of them 21 shots, he was 9 for 21. You know what I'm saying? Man, take 5 of them attempts off and give them to Trey, man. Trey he was 5 for 10 from 3-point line, man.
Yeah.
Keep shooting them.
Yeah.
Keep shooting them. You know what I'm saying? Last game he was 6 for 9. We gotta find a way to get Trey more shots, man.
Yeah.
And you can say the same thing for Zion. They both had pretty good games. Trey played a lot more minutes than Zion. Played 38 minutes, man, most on the team. Very under control. Only 2 turnovers for Trey. 2 assists, 6 rebounds. Solid game, man. 21 points. Would have liked to seen it be closer to the 28, 30. Because I think he get to a point where he capable of that, bro. Trey is I think this is a real good year for him, man. We've seen some ups and some downs, and you're seeing the upside of it and his intelligence growing and him getting comfortable in who he is and knowing who he is and not forcing it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but you gotta take more shots. You're entirely too efficient. He's too efficient, man. You gotta shoot more. 8 for 16. So you're 50% from the field, 50% from 3-point line. But you ain't get to the free throw line at all, which these refs were crazy this game. We ain't talk about that too much. I thought the calls were like very weird. It was obvious, they favored the Knicks, but I get it. The Knicks are 23-9. We're 8-26. But you can't tell me Trey shouldn't have went to the free throw line at least 3 or 4 times. Like, that's a little weird. But they gave out free throws with Zion, and he was capped at about 12. Because once they got the ball foul 10, Zion, they were just hacking the shit out of Zion. They're like, nope, we ain't calling no more. Nope. You got 10. We ain't calling no more. They got to tackle you for you get to the free throw line a couple more times. But Zion went, played through that like the true football body build he is, man, and had an awesome game tonight. 32 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, only 2 turnovers. But the impressive part to me was the 2 steals and the 2 blocks, man. Zion was locked in defensively. We could talk about some of the lapses he had defensively because there were some, especially in the last few minutes. But I thought overall defensively he played well this game, and he was amazing offensively, man. So you had a full out game, a complete game from Zion. The only thing is just always the enigma with Zion, even though we did good rebounding tonight, so not too much. But as bad as we are and the problems we have rebound, I just would like to see Zion have more than 5 rebounds. Give me 8, man. Give me 8 rebounds. You should be able to get 7, 8 rebounds every night. He did all his damage in 29 minutes, and Zion finally started tonight. So pretty much like I thought, if Herb didn't show up, I thought they probably would start Zion and not go with the Bryce McGowan's thing. We lost every time he started. You just can't keep doing that. So they started Zion tonight, and I think the results overall were good. But when we look at our 2 rookies, it don't look like the results were great in their favor. Derek Queen just couldn't get it going tonight. Didn't feel like he took 13 shots, you know what I'm saying? But he just couldn't get nothing going tonight. He got 9 rebounds. I saw him out there making an effort to get them rebounds. He said Joe Dumars told him anytime he don't get double-digit rebounds, that should be a crime. So I saw him really putting the emphasis on getting them rebounds. He got 7 of them defensively, and I know we did do the double big lineups, but I thought Derek Queen brought his lunch pail, man, and did the dirty work on the boards to be able to fuss and not get dominated and actually dominate them on the boards. Just too bad we couldn't turn that into a win.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight. Pelicans lose 4 straight. We're now 8-26, 6-15 in the Smoothie King Center. That is the perfect segue to the preview of the next matchup against the Chicago Bulls. That's right. That's the next one that'll be coming up on the 31st, the last day of 2025. Hopefully Pelicans can end it with a win. Now, this is just what the team needs. This is a team, the Bulls are currently on a 2-game slide. Giddey and Kobe White, he missed some time in the game. He played like 7 minutes tonight and left the game with an injury. Will he be ready for the Wednesday game? They're predicting that Giddey and White could be back for the game, but it's a different looking team when he's not in there. As you can see, the matchup indicator still say, regardless or not, they're gonna give it to the Bulls. You can see the Jose, of course, will be out. Jose won't return until 2026. Herb Jones still unclear. They have the estimated return date for the game against the Chicago Bulls. We'll figure out if that's truth or not. And of course, DeJounte Murray Achilles injury, he will be back. We'll see when it will. I doubt it'll be on January the 2nd. We have to go through a little routine before we see him make his way back. And of course, you can see the Bulls hamstring for Giddey, Kobe White with a calf issue, Collins with a toe. Those guys are listed as out, although Giddey and White are estimated to return against the Pelicans. You know, they always come back against the Pelicans. And it's just going to be interesting to see. Like I said, they're on a 2-game losing streak, losses to Minnesota and Milwaukee. Pelicans on 4 straight losses. Cleveland, 2 Phoenix, and New York is where we are right now. Have to clean up against Chicago, have an opportunity to kind of fix things against the Bulls and stop the bleeding, stop the slide, end the year on a good note by beating the Bulls. And hopefully 2026 brings the leadership that you're talking about with DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones coming back and keeping these guys healthy and doing a run and handling business. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do that, Jade, and I'm gonna pull up a list. Let's see. We're gonna do that after we do the preview of the Bulls. DC, go ahead and touch on it, bro. I'm gonna break up the list after we do the Bulls preview.
Well, you know, apparently this is one of our favorite teams to play, and I think it couldn't come at a better time. We need a little medicine, but you know, the Bulls, they ain't no pushover, man. I just think what they got going on in the front court is always an issue. You know, Zion looks very good against them, and I know they're 7th in rebounding, but for whatever reason, they just don't seem to dominate the boards against us, right? And then you got them that they're not like one of these teams like we looking at with the Knicks that just shoot lights out. Although they're a decent 3-point shooting team, you know, they what 11th in makes right there, as you can see, and 10th in percentage. So not a bad team 3-point shooting wise, but they just don't seem to, I guess, translate in one of those teams that kills us. There's never anybody on the Bulls that comes away looking like Dizzy Gillespie and what's the dude named tonight, the African brother that went 4 for 4. Dawara. So we haven't had any of those type of issues, and you know, they're one of the teams lower in free throw attempts, as you can see here. So just looking at this layout, you know, the chart up here, man, it's becoming clear to me why we're able to beat the Bulls. And when you think about it, they have Josh Giddey, right, who always plays well with us, but there's never really anybody else that kind of feeds off of Josh Giddey. He's kind of a pass first guy, and I know they have Montes Bazelis, the rookie from last year that's coming along. I think that brother had maybe 35-point game or something like that recently. So hopefully he don't come in and torch us while I'm up here talking all this. But they look like they just like need one other player. And then I know Cody White also went out tonight with an injury. So that's one other guy that they're down. So I think this is a for sure victory for the Pels. We go in, get a little medicine. They play in the Smoothie King Arena. We still at home against the Bulls. So I think the last one we were over. We probably are, because I think the last one we were in Chicago. Yeah, so the crowd showed up.
You had Bulls. We had Bulls.
Damn, so they're gonna be in Chicago for the New Year. That's crazy. But I still don't matter. The last one I think we had in the United Center. Maybe we could see. It would be nice to see Jeremiah Fears have a breakout game in front of his hometown. You know, that'd be an awesome look. Kind of help him through this little rookie wall that he's facing. But yeah, he said this man said a for sure victory. Why do that, DC? Because this is one of the only teams we can consistently beat.
Yeah, for real. He ain't lying, bro.
I don't think they're gonna pass up this opportunity. It's gonna be what, the third time we played the Bulls? We beat them twice already. I just think we have their number.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
right
like
there.
some special strategy we got. It's just the way
they
match up, the way we play them, and they down Kobe White.
And
Kobe White always kills us too, and you know they down him. They just don't have the manpower to be able to beat us. I don't think the Pels gonna go out in Chicago after the way they played tonight and just play like trash. I don't see that. And they already beat the Bulls twice, so they gonna walk in there, you know, with a little chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, it's a medicine.
Yeah, it's like a mental thing, as far as them seeing the Bulls, they've already beat them. So it's like mentally, their mentality is already there, brother. Like you say you used to do the same shit with
That's
me.
true. You used to do the
You,
same. Talking
you
about
right,
prayer
you
meeting,
right,
all
you
that
right,
bullshit.
you right, brother Jan. I did do that when
Call them out.
Zion,
Call them out,
Zion and
Jan.
BI were healthy. Like we talking like
Call them out,
2022,
Jan.
2022. We was for sure victory is debatatory. Man, y'all funny. But yeah, when Zion and BI were healthy, bro, we was having our way with Memphis. Now as time went on, you could get on me about that because that shit wasn't going anywhere. I had to stop calling my little brothers and all that shit, man. They were putting belt ass. But it ain't the same thing with the Bulls, bro. This strictly based on this season. Perfect matchup for us. Perfect medicine game. We went against the Bulls, and then we got to see what's next after that because we went on a 5-game winning streak, and then we just undone all that shit, winning 4 games in a row. So we're exactly right where we were before we started the winning streak. Can the Pels start another winning streak?
Yeah, I
damn good tonight.
I didn't pick them to win against the Knicks, but I do pick them to beat the Bulls. Like you said, styles make fights. We have mentally and spiritually, physically, the Pelicans are a team that just match up well with this Bull team. Like I said, we beat them twice before, and we beat them double digits both times. Not saying it'll be a double-digit victory, but they'll be inspired to not finish the year on a losing note and to snap the streak. This is the easiest game that they have out of some of the games that we've seen recently. And getting a victory against Chicago in Chicago and ending on a high note, the year on a high note with a win, and just going from there that's what's needed. They need to feel how to win again.
Portland, Miami, Los Angeles, Q. I think Portland we can definitely get. Miami will be a hard one, but we can get Miami.
Portland,
tough though.
DC, pump your brakes on that Portland thing. Portland plays us tough, bro.
Nah, I ain't say it would be easy. I just said I think we can get them. I'm not saying I ain't say that's a for sure victory or none of that. I'm just saying I think we can get Portland. But they do play us tough. They play everybody tough.
It's a little different with us, man. It's like they got it on their mind to knock off the Pelicans, man. But we'll see, man. That's that. But that's one at a time. Right now, we got the Bulls up next on Wednesday. Giddey and Kobe White supposed to be returning for the game.
Did Kobe White return? They left with a calf injury.
No, I'm saying yes, but I'm saying estimated what the thing is saying, but we'll see.
He just got hurt. How they gonna estimate he come back?
We'll see, DC. We'll see.
We are the Pelicans, so
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. But
I already counted Josh Giddey in.
But they have Trey Jones and Dosunmu and the rest of those guys. Kevin Huerter, he's on the squad. So they have some people, man, that they'll match up, and plus they got a good coach up there. But at the same time, it's just regardless of what happens, the Pelicans gotta stop the streak against the Bulls. They gotta beat the Bulls. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. They gotta bring it. Whatever they have to do, they gotta make it happen, man. We gotta make it happen. So
dang, man, they didn't beat all the winning out of y'all. My man Jaden said, DC, why you always have to be that man to say for sure victory? It's very crazy to say right now, man. I don't think so, man. I mean, we just
high on Hopium again, y'all. That's the bottom.
I'm not high on Hopium. We just went toe to toe.
Back on that bullshit again. You back on?
We just went toe to toe with the 22-9 Knicks, man, and we very well probably should have won that game if we could.
Oh, we can say that the last 3 games, DC. Come on, brother.
No, we cannot.
Yes, you can.
No, we cannot.
Yes, you can.
You can say that. You can say that with one of the Suns game. The other Suns game, we ain't had a chance.
So you didn't have a chance to win the other night?
I didn't feel like we had a chance to say.
We did. I think we did.
When they gave up 24 second chance points at halftime, I knew that shit was over.
At halftime, bro.
They gave up 24 second chance points at halftime after getting their ass mopped with second chance points the previous game and missing all the free throws. I knew once they did that, it was over. Man.
The free throws, 17 missed free throws from the first Suns matchup. It's an insight into how the team is losing. You know, it's like the fun. When you get tested, you're not supposed to fall apart like that. You know, they're supposed to when things really get thick, you're supposed to fall back on what you know. That's what galvanizes you and drives.
You said something very important. You said when things get thick, they're supposed to fall back on what they know. What they know is fucking losing. That's exactly what they did. They fell back on what they know, and they know to lose. That's why.
But that didn't apply in the winning streak. So
you gotta get that. You gotta get that mentality. They can't fall back on what they know.
I'm saying that,
they have to build new habits and brick by brick that thing, and you know to be able to build something to fall back.
How many
on
bricks is going to take? How many bricks is going to take? We have 34. What is it? 34 bricks right now.
What you mean?
I'm talking about how many games we played so far. I mean, how many bricks is going to take for them to learn how to play basketball? I'm just asking. 34 bricks right now.
Well, we had you got a minus. You got a minus
82 bricks.
You got a minus 12 of them because 12 of them they didn't learn shit. Well, Willie Green was here; they wasn't learning anything.
You might as well minus how many bricks Willie Green's been here.
It took Borrego about a good 8 games before they started to pick up something. So you want to do the 10-game increment shit?
No, thank you.
Like Willie used to do, we go gauge with 10-game increments.
No, all that was thrown out. You notice they don't even talk about that sort of thing.
That was so stupid. But
that's how he digested the game. That's how he processed the game in 10 games.
I don't know, Q. I mean, you would think. I thought maybe by the beginning of the new year we would kind of see something different, which I can't disagree. I think we are, but it's just the defensive. Oh man, the defensive lapses are just so bad, man. Especially watching them in clutch time tonight. At least they trying to double the best scorer and get the ball out of his hands, and I mean that's really low. But it's sad to say we normally don't do that, especially if Herb Jones is playing. Is Herb gonna do everything? But to see guys getting like just wide open layups in the game is right in the balance. And it's not like they went and made a move and shook somebody or it was they had to make this amazing. No, it was just going to the lane, getting a wide open layup. Should be crazy. So defensively, I think they've actually at times they can actually look worse than what we see in Willie. But offensively, I see a lot of promise with the Pelicans, man. But you know, offense alone ain't gonna win you the game. You got to play some defense.
Yeah, that's a part of it because he got them playing fast and free offensively speaking, but it would definitely work if the Pelicans could play some defense, man, and communicate better, man, and not let people walk the ball up to the rim for layups and so many wide open 3-pointers, man, knowing how to communicate, circulate, this sort of thing. But anyway, Jaden requested it, and we are going to put it on the screen right here, the 12 best available. This is the list that they had last year. A lot of these guys some of these guys already have jobs, but the top free agent coach obviously is Coach Mike Malone, who led the Nuggets to the 2023 NBA championship, holds a career regular season record of 510 wins against 394 losses. That's a 56% win percentage, with a playoff record of 44 wins, 36 losses. The next coach to talk about is Taylor Jenkins, the former Memphis Grizzly all-time winningest coach. Jenkins holds a regular season record of 250 wins against 214 losses. That's a 54% win percentage and a playoff record of 9-14. Frank Vogel is another mentioned coach there, which I think that's more the third tier guys. One-time NBA champion with the Lakers back in 2020, has a career regular season record of 480 wins against 422 losses, and a playoff winning record of 49-43. So it's a couple of guys to make mention, like in this list here. If you go down, they even have Sam Cassell up here as another guy to throw. You see, they have Mike Brown. Mike Brown is the coach that beat us tonight with the Knicks. So, and they got Borrego listed right here, who's currently Our coach is showing Frank Vogel there. Sam Cassell, part of NBA's coaching staff for over a decade, earning widespread recognition as one of the top NBA assistants. Cassell was named one of the league's top assistant coaches, receiving 7% of the vote in 2023. A year later, he topped the list with 15%, further solidifying his reputation as a rising coaching star. I think Sam doesn't interview well because he definitely has the resume as a player, the acumen as an assistant coach, but I don't know. I don't know. He's had opportunities in interviews. Sam Cassell should have a job over some of these other coaches that we've seen, like, no disrespect to Fernandez, the guy that's the Brooklyn Nets coach, or not the Brooklyn Nets coach, who Fernandez coach. I think he is the Nets coach, right? Yeah, he is the Nets coach. Mm-hmm. Some of these other no-name coaches, like the Phoenix Suns coach, Cassell should have got a job over the Phoenix Suns coach. Come on, y'all. Cassell should have got a job over JJ, in my opinion. But in the end, I don't think he tests well. Then Royal Ivy, I remember Royal Ivy as a player. They got him as an assistant coach with Emi Udoka staff in Houston. He's a guy that a lot of people like to possibly be a potential coach. You see a few of these other guys here as well. Chris Quinn, who's the assistant with Spoelstra.
Yeah, he's a hot name.
Yeah, this guy here. So yeah, but I don't know if that's the game. If you're the Pelicans, you're looking at
Steve Nash.
Yeah, they have him on there.
How they got Steve Nash above Mike Budenholzer? Really? I know he had a bad run with the Suns, but the man won a damn championship, for crying out loud. How they put Steve Nash in front of him, bro? That shit is.
Didn't Nash have like a coaching?
He was a hell of a point guard. I loved him as a point guard. He was a suck ass coach for the Brooklyn Nets, man. He was garbage.
Yeah, he was
garbage, man.
His record as a coach, he was 94-67 and 7-9 in the playoff record. So yeah, his record is a winning record, 94-67. But he ain't the coach we looking for. You see Mike Budd right here. Phoenix fired Mike.
Them dudes was running around. Steve Nash was coach. They were talking about they didn't need no coaching shit, man. That's what they said.
They was winning games on their own.
They said they don't need no coach. I'm like, come on, man. Like, how much was that KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, bro?
Yeah.
Come on. I'm not. Steve Nash is not a good coach.
Now he go Mike Budenholzer.
Right, maybe can't be in the future.
Who guided the Bucks to a title in 2021. He has 2 NBA Coach of the Year honors. 17 years as an assistant with the Spurs. Coach Bud started his coaching career in 2013 when he took over the Hawks. Since then, Coach Bud's teams have never missed the playoffs except for the season with the Suns. So his recent record is pretty solid. However, his stint with the Suns was pretty turbulent. Nurkic claimed that he didn't have a relationship with Coach Bud. Devin Booker was shocked by his coach's request, while Kevin Durant had to make excuses that he wasn't telling Coach Bud what to do. Coach Bud's resume as an NBA head coach: 520 wins versus 363 losses, 59% there. Playoffs is 56-48. It says he has 1 championship as well. That guy, Coach Thibodeau, Tibbs on this thing as well. Gritty defensive coach. 578 wins versus 420 losses, 48-55 playoff record. No championships, but he does have 2 Coach of the Year honors. So this is some of the coaches to make mention. Of course, they'll revise this list as we go into 2026. But word on Coach Bud and Coach Malone and Taylor Jenkins is that they definitely want coaching jobs again. And if you're the Pelicans, you know, a couple of these guys are going to be double-digit coaches. I mean, you're going to have to spend over $10 million a year to land them, especially if they got resumes and championships. So at some point, you have to look at that as something you want to do. But this is the call will have to be with Dumars and Gail Benson. You know, so a lot of the faithful saying, man, you already know what time it is. We got enough playing around with coaches, inexperienced coaches, coaches that were coaches but failed in previous stops, regardless of whatever the team looked like. You want to have respectability. You want to be taken seriously. You gotta bring in somebody that's respectable, that's been to the mountaintop, and see what they can do with this team. And Malone would love. I think the Malone DC. I think the Malone pairing, Joe Dumars, Malone, and Queen. I love that pairing, and I think that would be an interesting dynamic.
Even Malone would, everybody gonna be mad when I say this, but even Malone was Zion too.
Yeah. He would know how to use him, bro.
Regardless of that, man, I don't care whether Zion on our team or not. I guarantee you, if they send Zion, if they trade him, whether it happened here, whatever, if you put an asshole type coach, that's a great coach with Zion, you're gonna see greatness out of him. Injuries, injuries. But if he's not injured, you're going to see greatness out of him. He responds to that shit. He needs somebody that's going to be on him. And I think Derek Queen is similar in that way. Like they're guys that need to be coached. You might have something similar with Fizz too. Fizz ain't, these aren't they aren't timid guys. I don't think Zion is scary. I just think he's an extremely nice guy. And when you have a coach with a very aggressive, angry mentality, it brings out a different Zion. That's the missing ingredient, I think, to him. Because when you have him playing with that anger, I remember Stan Van Gundy was here, man. Zion wasn't smiling a lot. But he was balling the fuck out. He's playing aggressive, playing angry, playing nasty. You need that. And I think that's what's missing just in general from the Pels culture. We had David Griffin here all of these years, and he did what he wanted to do. He came here, he made our team soft. That was his whole goal. And he succeeded. He wanted to win, but he wanted to win and to be gentle and funny and happy and kumbayas and pina coladas and all of that shit. But unfortunately, when you're playing a league full of grown men that are athletic freaks, that ain't how it works. It takes hard work. It takes tenacity. It takes some grit. It takes aggression. It takes anger. It takes discipline. It takes want to. It takes attitude. You know what I'm saying? You need all of those things. And I think Mike Malone, you heard me. We already didn't say what it is as far as who we want. My man Jaden said Chris Quinn. He might be the next up, one of the newer type coaches. But even if we are going to trade Zion, let's say, and they still have him here at the beginning of the next season, I think it would be beneficial for that purpose as well. You have a coach that's won a championship, knows what it takes. They're going to hold the organization accountable to put the type of players here, the type of pieces they need to set a different tone. You're going to have to let them bring his staff in. And that's what I would want, right? But I don't think that shit going to happen. I don't think the Pels trying to spend no money on this team. If we want Mike Malone, it's almost like it's counterproductive because they're not gonna want to pay him, and if they do pay him, will they let him bring his whole staff for real? And the Pels would have to really do something this season to show that they have signs of life to push the Pelicans to do that. I think we very well could wind up with James Borrego again. Or if we don't get James Borrego, it'd be like my man put up there. He said the crazy ass office with Dumas and Troy Weaver wanted to sign Kevin Ollie. It could be something like that, or it could be a name you're not expecting that's inexpensive. That's been the MO of our front office. I don't think that changes unless they see a real spark or push to do that. And then we're talking about wanting Mike Malone. Do we know what Mike Malone wants? Is Mike Malone not coaching the team right now because teams didn't want him? Or is he not coaching the team right now because he didn't see the opportunity he wanted? And if that's the case, would the Pelicans be an opportunity that Mike Malone wants? knowing how cheap and penny pinching Miss Benson can be. In his last organization, in which he won a championship, he had a fallout with ownership. So
Yeah.
it's a nice dream. I would be happy for it to happen. I want it to happen, but it's hard for me to believe it's going to happen with the Pelicans.
To be honest, with they were redrawing money because all of the money that was spent over the David Griffin administration. He was basically writing checks. He gave himself an extension. He kind of abused it, right, to the point where, and that's that. Like I said, it's Gail, but the reality is Gail doesn't know anything about this, and you have an actual president of basketball operations. He don't know shit. He shouldn't be there anyway. But the bottom line is, you're supposed to track these people progress. You're supposed to have them on timelines. You're not supposed to just let them do whatever they want. They don't have these people operate without any clear timelines or any requests or motivations they give the head coach by a certain period of time to do this amount of stuff. Now you give them the resources, but say, I won't see results here. You put pressure on them. When you don't just allow them to be comfortable. That's the thing they did with Willie Green. They brung him in here. He was inexperienced. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't improve. And then they protected his failure. And then they are upset because people are accept them. And they're like, hey, man, we did what we could do. No. You protected this guy. You didn't know that this guy was not a good coach, that he wasn't going to turn into anything. You should have known that, but you should have done your research. They didn't do their research. They're hiring these people foolishly. These are haphazard hires. Now, I do like the Joe Dumars thing because that's a respectable hire. They could have talked to more people before they hired Joe, but still in all, I like the fact he's the most accomplished administrator this team has ever had. He comes with hardware, as an administrator, as a player, and he gives them respect that way. If Joe Dumars is going to take the Pelicans to where he needs to take them, you got to afford him the ability to be able to hire his coach, because he's touched the team everywhere else except for there. And she prevented him from getting rid of this guy in the offseason, which dragged on and destroyed a lot of this season, which means in 26 and going into 26 and then ultimately into 27, you got to allow him to bring in the right staff to build this team up. You can't then say, because of the last dummy, I can't allow this to happen. No, if he says this is a coach that we need to turn this around, Gail Benson gonna have to open that bank, because she understands, because the main motivation for her is she wants that arena. She wants to get that arena deal done. She wants that extra money to restructure, I guess renovate the arena. They want more suites. She know ultimately to get to the big prizes, which a brand new arena is what she want. And they already kind of earmarked to a degree the land where they wanted to be along the riverfront for the new arena. In order for her to get anything close to that, she got to have somebody that brings respectability on the court. So if you have an accomplished guy and at the head of the team and as an administrator, he picks the correct head coach. Like a Malone, let's say if it's Malone, if you bring that here, Malone gets to work. And Malone is a bit of an asshole. He is, because he knows what he's doing. And there will be no head bumping between Malone and Gail Benson. It won't be that. She gets involved. She usually gets involved when shit go to hell, and then she step in and call herself doing some stuff. That won't happen with Malone. Her head bumping with Malone. She would step back and allow him to run the team. She'll allow Joe to do what he do. That's the last piece of the team that he hasn't touched, that he needs to kind of wipe us all away so we can get to where we need to be. So we'll see how it go, man. Her turning the money loose now. Some of the family members have righteous, righteous decisions or commentary to the contrast, because of rumors that the Pelicans were talking to or asking questions about Darvin Ham, the former Laker coach, Kevin Ollie, the former UConn coach, Brooklyn Nets coach, right? But that's those are other coaches, but there's still other coaches like Malone, Coach Bud, that are interested. Taylor Jenkins could be another one. So that's going to be candidates that they look at from A-list to in between to C-list. They're going to have an expanded list of people that he's going to talk to. So don't just get stuck at those names. I know sooner or later when we get through the rest of the season, you'll start hearing other names as well. But that's a couple of them right there, to be honest with you. So when you're looking at the future and you're saying, man, I'm not interested in Darvin Ham and I'm not interested in Kevin Ollie. He's a good college coach, but he does nothing for you at the pro level. You need respectability. We don't need another Willie Green. We don't need another guy who has a mid-level resume. You need a guy that knows what he's doing, that's been to the mountaintop, that understands what it means to get it and fits the identity of your team. That's Malone, bro.
But that is cute. But my thing is, how do they look at it as far as where they're at? Malone is he a coach that wants to start over and build something from the ground up? Because you coming in here, or is he going to try and salvage Zion? Like, how does all of this work? Because if we're trading Zion, right, and you're moving off of him for possibly assets, some first round picks or whatever you're getting, if you go in that direction, how does that contribute to winning next year? And if you know you're not going to win next year, do you really want to spend all of that money on a Mike Malone? So the thing is with the Pels, I don't know which direction they're trying to go.
Are you asking a question, or you just being you asked the question?
I'm just throwing something out there, man. Hypothetical. I'm just throwing something out there because we don't know which direction this front office is looking to go in. Are they going next year and trying to compete? Are they trying to compete in one more year? Do they see this rebuild project as a 2-year thing? Are they trying to salvage Zion and keep him because they don't like the trade-off? It's just so many different directions they could go in, and I think depending on which path they chooses will depend on how they look at a coach. I don't think if you can't convince Miss Benson that you're actually trying to be contenders to win, that they go after Mike Malone. And I don't know how you do that without either getting something substantial back from a Zion trade, resurrecting him, or figuring that whole situation out. I think it's tied together. So until we see how that's going to go, I don't think we can really make a decision on whether we can get a Mike Malone or not. And that's just outside of the money. Even if they're willing to spend the money, I think they would still have a certain guideline or expectation on willing to spend that type of money on the coach. That's why I think it's extremely possible that James Borrego could still be here, or you let Joe Dumars pick his coach, but you do the same thing. You start how you finish, and you finish how you start, right? Joe Dumars came in here with a mandate to not fire Willie Green, that he had to lie and act like wasn't there. So I think it's very possible that they could handcuff him on how much he could spend on the coach. I think that's very possible.
She lied too at the press conference.
Definitely
she been lying. She said there ain't no mandate. He said he mirrored her too. She been lying.
I mean, what are you supposed to say though?
That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna want to.
He can't tell the truth. Like if he want his job, like he can't.
But you asked the question. The question is, which direction are they going? And when he came in, you don't know exactly what they're going to do right now. We've heard rumors that Zion wants to stay with this unit. He believes in the team. We know Trey. We got a lot of people here.
If all that's the case, and we're gonna keep Zion, man, and we keep trying to.
I'm not saying we are. I'm saying
I think you go James Borrego. You go not James Borrego. You go Mike Malone.
I say you're
trying to keep Zion and all of that.
If you're going to do it, listen, DC, we done did all this before, bro. We done been this places. They done hired inexperienced coaches. They hired coaches that Stan Van Gundy should have never been hired. He wasn't even a person that was supposed to be hired. That man hired him. That was a stupid hire by that man. That man wasn't even coaching. He wasn't even in a coaching circle. He was talking about the game and long retired. He hadn't coached in years. The last involvement he had with the NBA was tearing up the Pistons as an administrator. So, I mean, he should never have been hired. That's people real. Elvin Gentry should have never been hired. We constantly hiring these stupid coaches, these half-ass coaches. Gentry could run the offense, but he couldn't coach a defense. He had no discipline. So the reality is history is telling you everything you need to know. You've hired inexpensive coaches that were beyond their prime, that wouldn't write for your team. Gentry was too old, and they just keep doing the same thing because they had dumb administrators. Now that you got a guy that knows what he's doing, he's not going to hire a bum ass coach that's less talented than a Willie Green or James Borrego. You might as well keep Borrego if that's the case. But if you're Joe Dumars and you're hired to turn the team around, you're only half the equation. You got to have a coach that shares your philosophy, who has the hardware. Joe Dumars knows what it takes to get to the mountaintop. He's been there as a player and as an administrator, both places. You got to hire a guy that understands that principle too. To me, the clear hire, and yes, to answer your question, Taylor Jenkins, Malone, and Coach Budenheimer, all these guys Budenholzer, all these guys wants to coach in the upcoming year. They want head coaching jobs. They've all of them have been online saying that. They all on record saying they want to coach again in 2026. They all want to coach again as a head coach. So yes, the only thing is, how much does it cost? Yes, all these coaches would be interested in the Pelicans because the Pelicans have star power. The problem with the Pelicans, they do not know how to use the star power together. That's the problem. That's the problem. A lot of these
100% coaching, but we
That's
still
right.
need some roster. We got roster construction issues.
You'll get it too, bro. Guess why? You have assets to get whatever you want, brother. You got people on this team. You can get draft capital if you need it. And that was the genius of what Joe Dumars, what I've been saying during the season about Joe Dumars, is the fact that he hedged his bet with the youngsters. He didn't bring one good youngster in here and then next year we'll get another one, and the following year you'll get none. He had two. He used his draft capital to secure two future starters that guys are rather present starters, but the future is bright with Queen and Jeremiah Fears. They're showing you these guys can play. They will get better and better, and these guys will ultimately become all-stars together. So he did a really wonderful thing. And since they've been placed in the lineup together there, and he's not pulling them out of that lineup, they're going to be in that lineup, and they're going to use all the other Pelican players that are making more money to assist them in moving his team forward. So he gives himself leverage where if he wants to trade, say a Zion Williamson or whatever, just saying if he wants to for whatever he feels that he needs to complement these younger players, he can. But he had a solid situation set up. Now it's the point is you just need to find whatever you're going to do. You need to find a head coach to help you construct your roster. That's the whole point. You got an interim coach right now. Interim tag says this guy could not, he probably won't be a part of the future. So it's hard planning what you're going to do to the future when the guy that you have coaching the team is on the interim tag and you might be looking for somebody else. So you can't fully roster construct until you find a head coach to tell you what he needs to build forward. I need this guy, I need that guy, and then you'll really start seeing some stuff working. So you need your administrator at the top and your coach at the bottom, those dudes working together to build the roster that he needs. And my theory, I would say that we need a championship coach because history said that you did all to the opposite. The Pelicans never hired no championship coach before. But this time around, she wants to secure the bag. She wants the arena so she can ball out even harder. She's going to have to hire a guy with a resume. And that's Mike Malone to me. And Malone wants to get back to coaching. He works well with Queen. He works well with Zion Williamson. I think he can make this team. He could take the Pelicans and take them somewhere. And that gives you the respect that you need. That's all I got to say, bro. Go ahead and say what you say, bro. We're going to get ready to close out.
Hey, I ain't got nothing else to say, man. It is what it is, man. I wholeheartedly agree, but this organization, man, and all of the just dumb moves they had, man, there was so many times, Q, we could have avoided where we're at right now. Well, it's to the point where we got sick of talking about it. They work so hard to have the disaster that they have, man. They worked extremely hard going against the grain and making all of the wrong decisions. I like what Joe Dumars has done. I think what the Pels are right now is kind of unfortunate, and I don't think it's due to a fault of his own. You know, unlike a lot of people critiquing him, I think they did a good job with the cards that they were dealt, and the fact you couldn't get rid of Willie Green. So it's like, how do you buy groceries and you don't really even know who the cook gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Are you buying groceries and shit? You don't even have a gourmet chef, you know, and you expecting a gourmet meal. So it's unpleasant, man. And based on Miss Benson's lack of understanding of how the actual basketball part works, I can't trust them to make the right decision until I see it, bro. But you know, shout out to everything you said. You painted a very wonderful picture, and I almost wish it could go that way, but they've done nothing to make me think that they would be that intelligent. It's almost like a layup, just like, you know, the layup of firing Willie Green. You know, James Borrego's having his issues, but if James Borrego was given this team in the offseason, do we really think James Borrego would be 6-16? Because I don't. I think he would at least be like 500 or like right under it. And that was a layup. We knew that shit a year before last year. If we got rid of Willie Green after the Thunder series, right? And you let James Borrego coach the team last year, I at least think we would have got a better return for Brandon Ingram, because it would have looked better. With all the injuries we had, maybe we still would have been losing, but it just still wouldn't have been the exact same thing. So, and all of this is well known, man. So the Pelicans, they at this point, they would have to, I guess, prove it, Big Q. But hope you're right, bro.
Oh, we'll see, bro. They made a small move by getting Joe Dumars. They made the draft. They nailed the draft. I approve of the Joe Dumars decision to get him. That's respectable. That's very respectable. That's the best administrator they ever had, bar none. They nailed the hell out of the draft. Got to give them credit for that. They nailed the hell out of some of these free agent signings. The trade to get Poole, even though Poole kind of make you pull your hair out sometimes with his decision making, but he's a bucket getter. You have Sadiq Bey, who he brung in, who's balling really good. Kevon Looney tonight had a solid rebounding game, playing all for Poole, helping him out with his shooting. So, I mean, there's a lot of positive stuff, man. So it's showing you incrementally that things are changing. It's just the Pelicans' leadership at the top is slow learners. They're a slow learning process. But that's the last leg of it right there. The last leg of it is, now that you got the administrator, you got the talent on the floor to go along with the star power. Now you bring in the coach. That's like forming Voltron, man. That's like forming Voltron. You done did everything else, and now the last step is the championship coach, and they can afford it. And if Joe Dumars makes that claim to her, you know, we'll see what she say on it. But if she wants the money, and we know that she wants that arena money, she wants that reconstruction money for the arena, and she wants that brand new arena too. She's not gonna get it playing games with inexperienced coaches. You're gonna have to get somebody here with a resume that has championship experience. And guess what? You have multiple guys that are available that could step in and help you get there, that you never had. The Pelicans never had a coach with a championship ring, a head coach with a championship ring, or an administrator with championship experience. Never happened. So it's good to see that, man. We're lining up. Like I said, it's a slow forming Voltron, but nonetheless, man, it appears to be moving in that direction, and we'll see what happens, man. But if that was me, man, I'll pull the trigger on that quick, regardless of what Borrego do. Regardless of what Borrego do, he's not better than Malone. Let's just keep that all the way funky in the end. He doesn't have a man resume. I mean, he could be a top assistant on his staff, but he doesn't have a man resume, man. He never took a team to the mountaintop, man. And we don't need nobody to try to figure it out. We need somebody that's been there. That's the bottom line. That's what the faithful need. But anyway, with that being said, fam, we're going to leave on that. We appreciate y'all tuning into this episode of PPR. The Pelicans were edged out by the Knicks tonight, 130 to 125. They lose 4 straight. Next matchup is Wednesday. Pelicans will take on the Chicago Bulls in Chi-Town. It's the last game of the 2025 season before we cross over into the new year of 2026. We'll ultimately see the return of DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones. We'll see all that happening in the new year, man. And perhaps the Pelicans might turn some stuff around with all this new stuff. DC talked about getting a point guard with some leadership ability. That's Murray. How can he be activated and moved into helping the current healthy group of star-powered players we have? That's yet to be determined. We'll figure that out. That's to be continued. So we'll see you later on Wednesday's recap of the Pelican Postgame Report. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll holler at you on the next one. Much love. Peace. Go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostag. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section.